And the next question is from Benjamin Rudman. Is there anything you wish you could have done differently if you had unlimited resources and time? Gosh, yes, lots of things, I imagine. Well, actually, I would say probably what would have been nice to have done again, and if I had more money and more time, would have probably been the Girl in the Fireplace episode, mainly because I had 2 weeks to get that together on limited resources in terms of what costumes are available for the crowd and what we could do. If you watch Marie Antoinette, Sofia Coppola, and what they did with 6 months worth of time in terms of an 18th century piece and all the Lauderay colours that they used, I'm very jealous of that, and I wish I could have done that actually. That would be my dream. If you have 6 months to a year and 100 costume staff, then how lovely to be able to do it, but I couldn't. Also, in that Pompadour episode, we also did an icing technique, and it was very early on. It was only in the second block on Doctor Who, and we experimented a bit, and we used dry shampoo to ice the Clockwork Woman. And actually, now I have a much better way of icing. And if you look at series 3, where the Doctor's spacesuit gets iced, it's completely different, and the frosting effect and the crystals, there are all sorts of other things you can actually get that will do that much better than dry shampoo. You know, that was trial and error really. Also, you always want more time and you always want more money. That never changes. It would always be nice, and it would all be, you know, the luxury of doing that would be fantastic. But, you know, shows like Doctor Who and any TV show really, and more even in film, you just can't indulge yourself with that opportunity. You can always learn, and maybe the next time you do it, you'll do it better. Benjamin's also asked me, was there anything that I liked the idea of, but that it was too expensive, or the fabric was too expensive or unavailable, or that higher up people didn't like it? Obviously, there's always fabrics that you'd like that suddenly you find there isn't enough of, or that are too expensive. You know, you either gets out for 2 minutes and move on, or if you've only got a certain amount of fabric, then maybe you can use it in a smaller detail if possible. You know, another thing is if it's a huge fabric and you want it, then it just means you cut the cost of one of the other characters. So there's always ways, you know, but there's always sometimes something else you'll find that probably will work just as well, if not better. It's amazing how surprising it can be. You can suddenly find, you know, the fabric you set your heart on isn't available, and then 2 days later you find something that you love 10 times more. In terms of people higher up not liking something I've done, in Doctor Who I have to say that that situation never really arose, because everything that we do from the fitting stage upwards, from fabrics, if you have any concerns, you show everything. You know, all my fitting photographs for every character were emailed to all the producers, and I've said before I was very blessed on Doctor Who because Russell T Davies and Julie Gardner and Phil Collinson, the producers of the show, were my biggest supporters, and I was very lucky. They liked everything I did. It's very cocky, but they were very, you know, they were very supportive, and I never had a situation where you'd get an artist on set and there's a sudden surprise. That doesn't happen. You know, it's very dangerous for people to do that, because you don't want to be the one standing there with an actor not feeling very comfortable or very good about themselves if somebody higher up suddenly doesn't like it. Obviously, there may be situations that do arise on the first day on set that you have to change, and not everything goes perfectly, believe me, but you know, you try and show as much as you can in advance.